Let's get on with the show now. The Court of Arbitration for Sport says a decision will be made on Friday in the cases involving 47 Russian athletes and coaches who have appealed their exclusion from the Winter Olympics by the International Olympic Committee. The court began a hearing for 32 athletes on Wednesday, but then incorporated an appeal by a further 15 athletes and coaches during the middle of the day. CAS Secretary General Matthew Reeb told reporters today that despite the additions, all parties involved are satisfied with the due process. So it's not about Russia and all of these talks about being banned and some receiving a little bit of forgiveness, but we will not fly Russia's flag at the Olympics. It will compete under a neutral flag. Let's get some talking points out of this one.
Is likely to be issued tomorrow morning, so between 9 and 12. When further information is available, you will be informed. Yes, I think they traveled all the way here. We could start the hearing yesterday. We had to adjourn it so that the second case could be also included in the hearing. And finally, I think the parties were satisfied that the due process was complied with, and they are now also waiting for the decisions. Well, the IOC is waiting because they know their lawyers were present here. They are well informed of the status of the procedure, so we didn't have any other contact with the IOC.
So that's it. The International Olympic Committee, they'll be very busy receiving questions and looking for answers from Russia athletes and officials. Some persons are saying, no. Why did you allow some persons and then you excluded some of us? So we're going to make sure we get fair hearing on that. So the courts, they've started hearing. Let's just see what will come out of that for Russia. Still on Russia and the Winter Olympics, a team of neutral athletes from the country called Russia, they have complained of negative treatment at the Pyeongchang Olympics by a Canadian team member. Wow, what's going on? Especially say, you're not supposed to be here. Oh, because they allowed you guys to come. And the chef de mission for the Olympics athletes from Russia, Stanislav Postinyakov, said a Russian coach had been treated badly, but he gave no details. Executive Sport Director of the Canadian Olympic Committee, Eric Miles, has since apologized for the incident. So don't treat Russian athletes with contempt. That one also has been getting a lot of reactions. Let's listen.
That situation early in the week, and we did send a note to our full team without having the full information, but about the importance to focus on what was going on and in terms of competition and preparing on the team, and not to get in those situations. And this morning, there was a discussion between the two organizations, and we don't even know if it's a coach. Honestly, we were informed of the situation. We never had like all the complete fact around all this. So it was really, we were informed of this. They were informed there were different NOC and that it could be Canada. And then from there, we took it seriously enough to send a note to the team. And this morning, connecting with the team, we said, hey, sorry if it happens. It was all good. And now we're moving to the games. And it's not bigger than that, honestly.
As far as I'm concerned, this whole situation has developed to such an extent that my personal views do not matter. What, from my point of view, matters is that WADA operates entirely to a process that it has agreed, and that is to try to obtain the compliance and the improvement of the Russian anti-doping agency. The best thing we can do for clean sport is to make sure that there is a really effective anti-doping agency in Russia. Personally, I will not get involved in telling you whether I think that decision is right or wrong. WADA will continue, as it does constantly, and at the moment with considerable difficulty with Russian authorities, to get them to agree and fulfill the two conditions which are still outstanding.
So, Craig, giving a strong message to Russian officials. Look, you need to sanitize the system. A lot of things have gone wrong. We can always accept Russia to the Olympic fold once again, but you must start doing the right thing. Meanwhile, already number 2 man, Olivier Nigli, has warned that Russia is throwing away an opportunity to make things better. What is Russia doing? We're trying to get it back into the fold. I also said progress was being made in the fight against doping, but more money was needed to succeed.
To Russia, my message would be you're missing a huge opportunity to turn the page and to move forward. A lot of work has been done with RUSADA to bring it back into an organization which could provide proper testing in Russia, and I think they are really getting close to it. And I think it would be very good for Russia now to accept the problem that they had, and somehow they have, but there is still some reluctance to go further, to stop fighting the evidence that everybody's agreed are clearly on the table, and to turn the page and be good citizens, come back in the international community and be part of the group again. But I think by having an attitude where instead of acknowledging the problem and dealing with it, they're fighting every piece of it, they're missing an opportunity for them and their athletes. We need to keep investing sufficient money into scientific research, otherwise we're going to fall behind in terms of that. We have fantastic tools like the passport, the athlete passport, which may solve a lot of problems going forward, but we need to invest sufficient fund to get it involved and get there. So I think there's a lot of good perspective, but there's a lot of work to be done.